Hey guys, and welcome back to the Movie Club Emporium. And we're back with a new-ish movie. Uh, it's been a while. We've been doing a lot of the archive drops, mostly to get them. Go ahead and get them out for you guys to check out. But then also I'm gonna tell you right now, the theater here, my local theater. It's a very small mom and pop shop. It only has 4 screens, and we will not get rid of Minecraft, which has been out for over a month, and a movie called the Amateur, which is like a secret Remy Malik movie that is out in theater. Well, out in our theater. So a lot of the big movies that have come out horror wise, we did not get, and that includes the screen adaptation of Until Dawn, based on the 2015 video game. Which, full disclosure, I never played. I had planned on watching this with Ashton because he's played the game. I've seen clips of the game. I kind of get the gist of it. Enough to know that, for whatever reason, this movie decided to follow in the long and obviously successful tradition of doing a video game adaptation where we don't adapt the video game, because fans love that. Uh, Instead, the movie focuses on a time loop scenario, which, based on the fact that the game is kind of decision based and you get multiple endings depending on your decisions, is a clever way to do it. But because of that mechanism, it makes it feel kind of cheap because we get to watch these same 20 somethings just die horrifically over and over again. And I will say this for to start off, the gore effects. I was really happy to see this movie is rated R, because there is a world where this is PG-13. Also, they probably would have done a little better. But what's so funny is there's just all these weird little decisions. And David F. Sandberg, who is our director, I really like. I think. I thought that Lights Out short was fantastic. I really enjoyed the Lights Out movie. I thought it was an interesting expansion of that short film. I think his Annabelle creation is flat out the best of the Annabelle series, if not one of the top tier movies in that entire Conjuring universe. And I enjoyed the first Shazam. Uh, the less said about that second one, the better. But I was like, oh, he's going back to horror. It's this video game adaptation, and it's well directed. But my biggest problem, well, I have a few, but I will say this, like it goes for the R rating. It is very gory, and when things get gross and get juicy, they do, and I appreciate that. And like I said, I don't know. I haven't played the game, but I've seen clips. So I know that some of the deaths are kind of from the game. A lot of the looks of the creatures are from the game. It's just so funny that in a movie based on a game that, while they may have not been huge at that time, I think they would have been. I mean, the fairly Hayden Panettiere was. I don't know if Rami Malek, speaking of Rami Malek, was as big as, I don't know if that was pre or post Mr. Robot. But like there were some like famous faces in that game. It's kind of the big deal with those games, or the um what's the Dark Pictures anthologies, or the Quarry, games like that, is we get these actors to do this motion capture. And in this, it's like Peter Stormare, and that's pretty much it. Unless you were like me, aka the exception to the rule, who enjoyed that Hellraiser reboot new movie in 2022, because then you'll recognize the actress Odessa Azion, who's in this, from that film, and that's kind of where my biggest gripe for this movie is that these characters are characters that you don't care about. It could have had a happy ending. It could have had a sad ending. I wouldn't have cared because these characters are so like painfully cliche. I mean, one of the characters like his first line of the movie is like, "As a psych student, I feel that," and it's just like we're all best friends, but we all just like talk nonsense to each other. Um, some of us really aren't great. Yeah, it just you don't care about these kids, and because the movie is relatively short for me, like especially after watching something like Sinners, which I felt was overly long. This is only like an hour 43, so we have to get right to it. So the being is just this giant information dump. Um, but yeah, the effects of the creature effects, the house effects, the kills and stuff, all that's cool. You just don't care about these kids, man, and not to mention like this. You've seen this done before better. You know what I mean? If you are looking for a movie, and that's kind of what I kept thinking, is like this movie keeps telling me, oh, I should rewatch this or I should rewatch that, instead of being fully in the moment of this film. Again, knowing that it's based on a video game that I have not played, but that doesn't matter because we've completely changed the story, which is like then part of you starts to wonder like did they just grab like a generic slasher script and like sprinkle in some Until Dawn into it? Because I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, well, you know what movie really did a time loop slasher really fun? Happy Death Day. This whole like cliches in a cabin and a house in the woods, cabin in the woods, right? Or if you want to see it done, because this movie does get kind of has a lot of like one line zingers toward the end when it gets ramped up, which is weird because the movie starts serious enough. I'm like, okay, well, it's kind of like Cabin in the Woods. And with the gore effects and creature effects, I'm like, just watch the Evil Dead remake. Um, so yeah, I don't know that this if it's still in theaters. If you're interested, I wouldn't recommend that. Like, just go wait till it comes out on digital. Like, and even then, like I said, I will be curious. I do plan on watching it again with Ashton just because he's played the game, so I kind of want to get his take on it. Even though, again, it's just like we're making I don't know why this is. We're making an adaptation of this thing. So let's not make an adaptation. Let's change the thing, the core thing that everybody liked about this thing. In this case, which is the story that it tells. No, 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 no. Um, it's the Mitch Hedberg joke about I'm opening a McDonald's, but we're only gonna sell blankets and spaghetti. Like what? No one. Why? Why are we doing that? Um. So yeah, I did not fully enjoy this just because I kept thinking of movies I'd rather be watching, and knowing that it's way too late at night to watch any of them, and so it even bummed me out even more. So, Until Dawn, uh, you know what? Get your beauty rest. Ha! So next week, uh, I think the plan is hope, God willing, the theater here will get new movies. I live in small town Western Oklahoma, man. You gotta do what you gotta do. I'm hoping we'll get one of the two, either um, uh, Final Destination Bloodlines or Clown in a Cornfield. I do want to see both. I recently read Clown in a Cornfield, and surprisingly had a lot of fun with that book. So I'm curious how this movie adaptation goes. So hopefully, we'll be bringing you one of those reviews next week. And then, if you caught our live that I put up last weekend, where Nick and I talked about vampire movies, we do that every single month over at our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/the Movie Club Emporium. This month, we are talking about 90s virtual reality movies. You're not going to want to miss how many times we try not to get um, our video pulled because we won't stop singing the Jamiroquai song. But um, it's gonna be a lot of fun talking about that weird part of the '90s where we're just like, man, virtual reality is just gonna take over. I mean, now we have AI, so it kind of makes sense, but we're 30 years too late. But not quite near the Lawnmower Man. Or are we? Uh, but the big deal is make sure that if you're watching this, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. We are so close to hitting our first benchmark of 50 subscribers, which for us is a huge deal. It also means we are able to do our live streams on YouTube as well. So if you aren't able to make it to our Twitch live streams, help us get to that 50, baby. And then we can dual stream here on YouTube as well. And you can check them out here. And of course, they'll be archived almost automatically so that I don't have to go 2 months later and go, oh no, I forgot to put that live replay up. So help us with that. Help us get to 50 subscribers or more. But 50 is our first milestone. We are, I think, 12 away. So let's get there so we can do some live streaming here on YouTube and hang out with you guys. And until next week, when I plan on talking about a new movie, check out our previous stuff. And most importantly, let me know what you guys think of Until Dawn, whether the game or the movie or movies in general, because let's have some fun talking about movies. And until then, I will see you guys next time. Bye.